Well, here we are for part 2 on our epic trip to Korea to deliver plumbing supplies. We've got a Russian army truck and we've just sort of arrived in Poland, so we'll head on our way without waiting any longer. Now I've actually switched back on the fatigue simulation. And we won't be that far off needing to take a break. So this is part 2. Part 1 yesterday, I think we drove for about an hour and 20 minutes or so, but I was really tired, needing a break. We'll probably do something similar. It might take 3 or 4 streams to get this job done. It's getting longer and longer day by day. Now the first part of the trip that we did, we've got a slight diversion. We're not heading towards Moscow, the city of Moscow. We're going slightly further south than that, which is actually a shorter route but probably slightly longer because we're probably not sticking to the main motorways. Just check this brake. Right, there we go.
Continue straight. Continue straight.
weather's looking good at the moment. Fluffy clouds in the sky, nice bright sunshine. Should be exiting at some point along this road. Let's have a look, see how far we've got to go. Yeah, we've still got quite a ways to go though. I mean, it's a lot further than I thought, to about there, and then we turn south and east rather than, in fact it's that point there, so it's not far. It's not that one, it's this one, because that's the road it wants us to go in the GPS system, but we're going this slight detour. It still takes us back onto the main route that we want to go, but we're just cutting out the trip into the heart of Moscow. So already our driver wants to have a sleep in the afternoon, so we'll get that to think about as well. There is an option to do it here, but this is just too soon. We've still got at least another good game hour, not real time hour, a game hour before we really need to find a resting place. And then of course it'll be the middle of the night when we get back on the road. knew he was going to pull out there. Now, I think we're okay in this one.
Keep left.
That's 4:30 in the afternoon, so it's going to be like after 1 o'clock in the morning by the time we have a rest stop and get back on the road, and I think there's an opportunity to do that right now just coming up ahead.
Continue straight.
We'll just top up the fuel. Now, have I done the right thing here? I might be missing the rest stops. I think that's one in there, is it? Maybe not. No, if I go that way, I should have went in the other entrance. I should have went in that one back there. Hang on. Yeah, that's the one we should have went. Let's do that. space here. Maybe not, it's a bit tight. Well, that'll do. It's partially abandoned, but it'll do. So that's what, 5 o'clock in the evening or the afternoon. It'll be what, 5 hours. Yeah, just gone 2 in the morning. So it shouldn't be long till we're back into daylight again anyway. Never get distracted doing other things when you're driving. You're liable to have a crash like I almost had there. Turn right. Is it? He's not telling us in the GPS, but it looks like it. Where's James May got to here? I'm sure the GPS is telling us to go right, and then again maybe it isn't. This is weird. It looked as if it was telling us to go right there. Well, this has got cat's eyes in the middle of the road. Well, that was strange. This is just merely a detour we've ended up going on. Back onto the main route anyway. That was a bit confusing.
Keep right.
Now he's telling us to go right. Well, that was about right enough anyway, so this is us now going on to the route that the GPS wasn't originally wanting to put us on, so we'll see how this turns out.
Exit right.
Here in one piece. Right, he's letting us out. Don't see anything coming that way at the moment. So this will be a slower part of the route. We might end up going through a bit more little towns and villages. Already getting a little bit of daylight. It's coming to dawn.
Keep left.
So, in the right lane now.
Keep left.
Yeah, we've got a lot of these speed restrictions. Now what we got going on up here, I wonder? A traffic stop. Oh no, is that a paramedic or something? I don't know what it was. We're now into the countryside.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Take this exit. At the roundabout, take the first exit. Take this exit. Keep right. Keep right for the best, and then continue straight. Continue straight.
Forward check.
the roundabout, take the first exit. Take this exit. Continue straight. Keep left.
The job on the Grand Tour.
And then turn left. Turn left.
Oh, he paused and then he decides to go. Typical AI driver. Make your bloody mind up time.
Keep right
For the best.
and then turn right. Turn right.
Let's have a quick check, see where we are. Well, still a long way to go. I don't know whether I'm in the correct lane here, we'll find out in a sec. I think we should stay in this one. Because I think there's an exit up ahead on the right. Just coming up to 7 AM. Oh, making decent enough progress if it keeps like this kind of road.
Keep right
For the best.
and then exit right. Exit right.
top up the fuel. There's no emergency, but this is a good opportunity. Probably not take on that much, I don't think, because see, the good thing about this truck is, as I said before, it's a smaller engine, so you don't swallow up the fuel as much. Just a top up.
Keep left.
The top of the Grand Tour.
And then continue straight. Continue straight.
find my bottle. Here we go again. Needing another break. Oh, I'm tired myself.
Ahead, turn right. Turn right.
Yeah, this is a point where we're really on this other route now. That's the Kazakhstan map, the Great Steppe, which I say is now the Pro Mods add-on. Now the Pro Mods add-on is found on the Pro Mods forum, along with the Middle East expansion as well, or the Middle East add-on, which is also part of Pro Mods.
continue straight. Continue straight.
Oh, wait a minute. Ah. Now I've just realised where we are. I wasn't ready for that. I didn't think this was... I'm pretty certain this is a route to Chernobyl. Let's have a look. Now where the hell are we? Right, well I put a marker there by mistake, but I'm sure yeah, I think this is the route. I can't see Chernobyl on the map because I'm sitting back in my chair, but that's why it's that's why that's fenced off, because obviously there's a restriction zone around the nuclear reactor.
Have a pleasant drive.
So
have you ever heard a navigation system
we head
argue with
through the
itself?
forest.
No? Well, that's about to change. No, it isn't.
Which is another good reason for having an off-road truck. Is where the hell's the next rest stop? This just came at the wrong time. Russian Chernobyl, then we're still in Ukraine. Or we're just arriving into Ukraine according to the sign. Oh, what the hell's that line in the road? Obviously, here wouldn't exactly be the best place to try and have a rest stop in the middle of Chernobyl. If I remember right, I think there's another gate up ahead. It's been a little while since I've been through here, which obviously became apparent when I ran into the first gate when we first arrived. Let's have a quick look on the fly cam. That's Chernobyl there. You've seen the Ferris wheel. So all of this is I think it's about 22,000 years before it's habitable again. And there's the nuclear reactor with the lid over the top of it, covering it. That's the one that blew up. Oh, now I've started dozing, that's good. Yeah, this needing a rest stop didn't happen exactly at the right time.
Ahead, turn right.
This is not good. I'm sure there was a second
Turn
gate, they
right.
must have got rid of it. Or I think we've got to weave through gates or something. Oh no, here's a gate. I knew there was a gate. In fact, there's more than one. And we're going to be dozing again. Right, this is where we've got to weave in and out here. Uh-oh, and that didn't happen at the right time. Because that's what happens when you go into doze mode, you've no control of the truck. Well, that says Chernobyl now. I'm sure it does. All of this is all abandoned. About to go again in a second.
Ahead, turn left.
There we go. Right, that's fortunate that we're more or less in a straight line, I think.
Turn left.
You're gonna let us go here. Now I do see a resting place just around the corner. At least I think we're turning that direction. And I don't think we'll make it before he starts to go again.
Ahead, turn right. Turn right.
I think there's a parking place up here on the left. It's difficult to tell. Yeah, there it is, a fuel station. So we should be able to go in there. And well, what time is it? It's just gone 4 in the afternoon, so 8 hours would be midnight, so this will be like 1 AM possibly. Was that a resting place in there? I think it is. Let's see if we can get in here. Yes, it is. This will do it. This will do it. So engine off. It's now, what, 25 minutes past 1 AM. that's us through the town, or what remains of the town of Chernobyl. So we head on our way through Ukraine. Much rather have a vehicle in front of me on a road like this, especially with the headlights in this truck not being that great for me. I do like an awful lot more lights on my truck. I'd rather follow a vehicle than try and carve a route myself on a road like this. Again, it shouldn't be that long before daylight starts kicking in.
Continue straight.
Having to take it easy going along this road. I mean, I've been along this road before, but you know, you can't, you sort of lose your bearings in the darkness to know exactly what's coming next. See why the GPS originally wanted me to head straight to Moscow, because that was motorway all the way into and through the city, which would have been a lot quicker, but having done that route so many times it just becomes a bit more boring doing it again and again. I'd much rather come this way. Okay, it'll take us a bit longer, but we can make up for lost time. This is an urgent delivery, by the way, if I remember, so it could well be touch and go as to whether we make it in time. We've got a long time to worry about it though. A lot of miles still to travel, and I have no clue where we are. The only thing I'm certain of is we don't need any fuel at the moment. So let's have another quick look at the map just to see exactly where we're headed. So again, a long way to go before we make that major turn south. Once we're heading into Kazakhstan. I mean, this, I don't know whether that's part of it, but that's certainly the direction we're going. It's hard to remember where the maps join, if you know what I mean. Because, you know, when you put combo maps in along with the base maps and the DLC maps that are available for the game, then you just can't remember where they actually connect up. But that's why when you're downloading map combos, you have to make sure that you get the right road connections, because the modders make the specific road connections depending on what map combination you're using. But this map combo that I've got is a very popular one. It's frequently has to be updated because SCS keep updating Eurotruck. Well, it's just gone, what, 10 past 3 in the morning, and already you can see that there's a little bit more brightness coming. But we're still taking it fairly leisurely at the moment, so I don't have a head-on collision with a wall or something. Already ran into a gate. Well, the sun is down below the horizon still, but you can see where it's going to pop up eventually. Kind of weird coloured sky. Sunrise is definitely coming. And the brighter it gets, the more I can get the foot down a wee bit more. We can begin to see ahead a lot clearer now. Looks like the Russian... Oh no, it's not, it's a level crossing. I was thinking it was the Russian border. there's the sun. The sun's peeking through those clouds. You've got oranges and yellows.
Continue straight. Ahead. Turn right. Turn right.
Oh, good afternoon. You're the one and only person that's been in this stream. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute to read that. I even struggle to read the chat when I'm sitting back with the steering wheel in front of me. Oh yeah, I mean, what you should do is wait till the Steam sale comes on every now and again, and then just buy, get a deal on the map packages, because then you can have all the map combos. If you want to look at this, if you look at the hang on a minute, wait a minute, just to come out of the pause mode. If you look at the map, you can see what a difference it makes once the map mods are added. If I go to the world map, the base map gives you the UK, and you've got the Scandinavia DLC. Obviously you've got France and Germany, and then you've got Iberia, the Spain and Portugal. But all of this here, all of these roads, a lot of these roads in here have all been added to with the Pro Mods map. The Pro Mods map adds Ireland, north and south, various islands, Orkney and that and Shetland, and also you've got Iceland, the Faroe Isles, and then in fact you've got a whole heap of other maps added to this. Now I'm there at the moment. I'm heading all the way over here. This is into China, believe it or not. We're heading into China, and then we get a connection that takes us up to that's North Korea and South Korea. So it gives you a huge map combo. You can drive for hours. This is part 2 of this trip that I started yesterday. The Pro Mods map, I always pay to download it because I've used it for so many years. You can download it in separate files. It doesn't cost you anything to download it. It's just the fact that it's a big download, and you're then on the slow servers, so it takes you a wee bit longer to download it. But I pay them £1 so I can download it all in one file, and plus then you're just contributing to their hard work for making such a great mod. It only cost me £1. I just pay it £1 with PayPal, and then you can download it all in one file. All the other mods are all on the download websites, but the guys that I follow on YouTube, you just need to go to YouTube, and there's loads of guys who will show you map combos and give you all the links for the download of the files, and also show you what order to put them in. If you look down here, this section here is all part of Pro Mods. That's the Middle East expansion. You've got Turkey and the Romania extended map. They're all part of this. That's a southern region map. That's a great little map, and it doesn't look big in terms of driving, but it actually is bigger than you think. Some of these maps are on different scales from one another, but that there is part of the Pro Mods expansion, right down into the Middle East, down to Lebanon and that sort of place. And then you've got the Road to Asia map. This part here is Kazakhstan, or the Great Steppe as it's called, and that's now part of Pro Mods as well. But the Great Steppe map and the Middle East expansion are both downloaded from the Pro Mods website. Again, these files aren't quite so large, so you don't need to pay to get them download quicker. It just takes a wee bit longer to download them, but they're not a huge download. And then I think what else have I got? Let me have a look. Try to remember what we've got in this thing. I can't remember what that one's called, but that's another little map. Is there anything up here? Yeah, that's the Korea part. And then, of course, the biggest map of all. These are all individual maps as well. You've got connections that take you to them. That's the Sibir map. And then over here, this is the biggest map of all that you'll get in Eurotruck. The South America map, the EAA map. Obviously, the way it's placed, it's right next to Ireland. Just for the sake of space, but if you look at it, it's got loads of countries in South America. This is all part of Brazil. You've got Venezuela up here, Colombia, Suriname. This is the northern part of South America, so obviously that's the Amazon jungle. And then as you go further south, you've got the rest of Brazil, Argentina. All down this west coast, of course, you have Chile. Bolivia, and you keep going down. There's thousands upon thousands of miles to drive. There's mountain roads, desert roads, hidden roads, dirt track roads, all the way down. Keep going down. That's Africa and that's South America, because this is a special map background that's been made for this combo. And you keep going down all the way down to almost the southern tip of South America. There's the Falkland Islands there. So that just gives you an idea of the scale of how much driving that you have available to you. So this trip, I started in London yesterday. My first target was to get to Poland, which was about, I think there, just past Germany into Poland. And this is as far as I've got so far today. I'm not going to be going that much longer because I'm getting hungry. So we will continue. My main target is to get to the turn off south through Kazakhstan. So we'll see how we do in my army truck with its trailer. Yes, that's exactly what you should do. You know, when the Steam sale comes on, if you go to Eurotruck, you will find a good package of all the paid for DLCs. And if you can get them, then you're cooking with gas, because then all of these map combos, pretty much all of the map mods that are available, you have to have all the DLC maps in order for them to work. So here we're coming to, I think, a border. I'm still thinking this is a Russian border. I'm not sure where I am. You'll just check my documentation. But yeah, if you're intent on playing more of this game, the game's far more enjoyable with all the map mods installed in it, because you've got different types of roads and stuff. So that is, this is a mod truck, the Russian army truck, with its separate trailer that comes available with it. Now let me have a look at that blue sign, because I like to read some of the signs. Let me see if I can slow that down a bit. That's better. Hang on. What does that say? Haven't a clue what it says. Zone of the border control. I presume it's the Russian border, because that's Russian text. Yeah, you're very much limited by where you end up going with the base maps. And of course, with Eurotruck being so active, there's always so many updates for it. We're on version 1.47 at the moment. I can guarantee you that in the not too distant future, version 1.48 will be coming out. in which case some of the map mods then need to be updated. And so what I generally do is I just completely empty my mod folder, get rid of everything, and then just wait like maybe 3-4 days a week, and then all the map combos will be updated and they'll be up on YouTube. Now let me check that sign, hang on. What does that one say there? There we are, Russian Federation, so we are in Russia now. We've just come through Ukraine. You actually missed me going through Chernobyl. I didn't realise I was on the Chernobyl road. You end up going through it. I ran into the fence that was blocking the road. It's actually an automatic gate that opens up to let you through the town or city of Chernobyl. Because obviously that's you going through Ukraine at the time, and now we've just crossed the Russian border, so the road should be a bit better now, and we've got a bit of daylight before I need to take another rest. Oh, I never saw that. What was that? A documentary or something, or was it a drama or whatever? I never saw that. Or dramatisation. Yeah. Well, I was saying earlier on there that. When I was driving through Chernobyl, that whole area won't be inhabitable. It won't be habitable for another 22,000 years. It is not safe with the levels of radiation that are hanging around there. Well, that's the main worry with nuclear power. Nuclear power is great in one sense, but the price you pay for any mistakes or accidents is enormous. So most of Ukraine and into this part of Russia in real life is fairly flat. It's fairly flat and boring. I don't know whether you saw the episode of Top Gear with Clarkson, Hammond and May, where they actually had to drive through Chernobyl. Now you think how long ago that was. That was at least 10 years ago.
Take the first exit.
And they had Geiger counters in their cars. In fact, it was to see who would run out of fuel.
Take this exit.
And I think Jeremy Clarkson ran out of fuel in Chernobyl. Now, what time of day is it? It's only 7:40 AM. Now, I think what I'll do right now is I'm going to cheat, because I want a full day's driving. So what I'm going to do is, in fact, no, I'll wait until I start falling asleep again. The little blue bed in the bottom corner will tell me that I need to take a rest, but it's going to ask me to take a rest in the middle of the day, and I'm going to switch the fatigue simulation off so that I can drive the full day, and then when it starts to get dark I'll look for a place to take a rest stop so that I'm then starting the next day in the morning again. And that way you're not driving in the dark, because this truck does not have good headlights. No, I'm not doing Friday night 9 ball later. I said that to Steve last night. I don't know whether you caught that match with Albinario and Barkers last night, but when it was due to start at 8 o'clock my time, of course Albinario had sent me a message on Facebook that I hadn't checked on my phone, but then he came into the stream to tell us he was going to be late. So by the time he did arrive, it was already 35 minutes late in starting the match, and then it didn't finish till after 11 PM, and that meant I was going to bed at 11:05 last night, and I was up at 4 AM to go to work this morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the stub match, which starts, I didn't realise that was on the schedule last night either. Stub and Tommy have arranged their match in the Bankpool World Championships. So Slim already sent me a message this morning. I read that on my phone and I replied to him telling him that I'm not going to do Friday night 9 ball because it's going to take too long and I want to catch up with some sleep. So I'll do the Tommy match with Stub. It won't take that long. It's only a race to 4 on the 1-loss side, and when that's done I'm going to bed for an early night. Slim may well do Friday night 9 ball tonight. He's got the freedom to do it. He'll probably play in it as well, but there hopefully should be coverage of it. Steve may well be joining me for the commentary in the Stub Tommy match. Again, I'll need to pause this because I'm struggling to read that text at this distance. The eyes have completely gone. Hold on. And it gives me a chance to stretch my leg. Oh, I'm already burnt out. Yeah, well, I made a highlight of that break last night, and it's on. I made it actually on Twitch, because when you make a highlight in Twitch, you can actually export it to YouTube, which I did. So it will be a permanent video on my channel, so folks can watch it that weren't there last night. And if you notice that break last night, I think it was 1.5 inches off of being a 147. 1.5 inches. I think it was the second or third red that Albinario had last night, where he had to come off the back cushion behind the black and get back up the table. And he didn't get up, he just went up too far and he blocked himself off in the black, and then he played a great recovery shot
right
with the pink ball into the middle pocket and drew back, and he loosened one red out.
Turn right.
So that was how close he came to a 147 last night. Just 1.5 inches. If he'd been that 1.5 inches further away, he would have been on that black. And it would have been a live 147 in VP4. But the even more rare thing is the 146. It'll be a long time before somebody matches that, I'll tell you. A 146 break is rarer than a 147. Now, what the hell's that there?
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Second exit. So round the houses we go.
Take this exit.
Yeah, I'm going to I'm going to have a mention about that to Steve, because the price for the high break in the tournament, the price for the high break I put up is $1,000 but what I talked Steve into doing was to give a year subscription to somebody who makes a 147, but I think a 146 is that much rarer. I think that deserves it as well.
Take the second exit.
Now, first exit.
Take this exit.
Second exit. And left turn up ahead.
Keep left.
Good job on the Grand Tour.
And then turn left. Turn left.
Now this guy here going to start cutting right across me, because I've already ran into one guy that started then stopped, and then as soon as I made my move he started again and I ran into him. Now does it say on there how long I've been streaming for? Is it like 90 minutes yet? Because I think I did an hour and 20 yesterday and I was so tired I had to give up. When did I start? I think I started certainly over an hour ago. I think it was it just after 1?
At the roundabout,
so almost
take the
2
second
hours.
exit.
Right.
Take this exit. At the roundabout, take the first exit. Take this exit.
Now you can see that you know, things look different on the different maps. You've got different buildings, different types of houses and stuff. You know, this looks completely different from the normal map. All the assets and stuff and the roads, everything is different. A little bit of a broken surface there. And also you'll find that the fuel stations are all different as well in a lot of the different map mods than the standard type of thing that you get on the base map. Now as soon as he starts yawning again, I'm going to switch off the fatigue simulation and drive on until darkness comes, and then I'll switch the fatigue simulation back on and then go to bed, so that we're getting up in the morning again next time around. Now where am I now? See, it's still a long way to go. I don't even think I'm going to get there. You know, that's still 400 or 500 miles, I think, or not far off it, before I start turning south. Now, had I went the original route that the GPS wanted me to go on, I would have probably been at that road right now. This route's a lot slower because you're not on main highways and you're on a road that's got speed restrictions, and you're going through towns and villages, and you've got traffic lights. If I'd gone the original route, it would have been much faster, but the original route's just a bit boring when you've done it so many times. Oh, that's not the right thing. That's not the right thing I want. What I want is that. I'm just trying to read what you've written there. Let me have a look. Hold on. Do you have a mod for the little HUD at the bottom of the screen? Yes, I do. And you can get those mods on the Steam Workshop. You don't have to go to a website to get them. If you go to your Eurotruck game and go to Workshop, you'll be able to find that on the Steam Workshop. But I've also got it. You'll notice that on the right hand side I've got the normal mirror mod as well installed, because these small see, I've got the map in the centre of the screen. You can get a map mod that puts it at the top of the screen, but the mirrors are all are smaller. They're usually about that size, but I've got a mod installed that gives you the normal mirror, the normal virtual mirror that you can have in the game. So that I've got two different mods in to give me that. And of course, on these map combos and mods and stuff, I mean, I had an old favourite truck that I hadn't driven for a long while because there hadn't been an updated version of it came out, and I was working with that, but it was causing problems with the map. You were getting a lot of blackness all around on the map when you went to the third person camera, so I got rid of it. And you'll also get the occasional time where the map will crash. It's either a conflict with mods that you've got installed, and weird things can happen. But the longer you add mods and take mods away and you get more used to the game, then you sort of get a fair idea of what's maybe causing it. Now,
Continue straight.
there we go. There's also, I always use the jump start mod. There's a jump start, what's it called again? Is it called Profile Jump Start? Which is one of the most popular mods on Steam, and I've always got that at the start of my game, because rather than plodding on and doing loads of small jobs to get a few £100, I like to have a big chunk of money to start off with, and that way I can get my mod truck straight away as soon as you'll get a garage discovered after your first couple of trips. And once you do your first trip with that jump start mod installed, right at the top of your mod list, it gives you about £8,000, or like 9 or 10,000 euros. And as soon as you've done that job and you've got that money, you also get your all of your badges that you need to transport dangerous substances, like, you know, gas and stuff like that, and flammable liquids. You then have all of those in your profile immediately, As soon as you do that, you get into your mod folder and delete the jump start profile thing, and then you then start earning. You can then hire your drivers and increase the space of your garage, get more trucks and stuff. See, this truck, what I like about this truck is it's not as powerful as what I normally drive, but because it's not as powerful, it's only a 360 horsepower engine that's in it, but it's a lot more economic on the fuel. Now that's him started yawning, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable fatigue simulation so that I can drive the rest of the day, because it's only, what is that, 10 past 11 in the morning. Now this gives me the rest of the day to drive until it starts to get dark, and then I can find a parking spot. What I'm more than likely going to do is I'm more than likely going to drive the rest of the day and then get parked up and call it quits for part 2 of this journey. Now what I've also got installed is the JBX graphics mod, so you'll see the water looks lovely, you've got nice skies, boxes as well. Hold on a minute, hold on, I'm just pausing it again so I can read the chat. It's so hard to see that. Yeah, you get very nice sky boxes in this, and it improves the quality of the textures in the game. This has got a pretty decent gearbox in it, this truck, plus the fact you've got, you know, you've got a high axle and big tyres, so any bumps you're going over, you'll handle them no problem. Russian countryside. Now that thing I was mentioning yesterday as well, is the last update they added in the uneven road simulation. If you notice, when you're using a force feedback steering wheel, you can feel the bumps a lot better, because the normal Euro Truck map, the roads are far too perfect, and they've added in a checkbox that you can check for uneven road simulation, and I've got that slid up full to the right, and when you're driving you'll notice that the truck is going up and down as it feels the textures on the road, because no road is perfect. There's always little undulations and deviations in the road surface, and it's much better. It's a much better simulation now because of it. Now, I'm probably crash into something doing this, but it's easier when you go over the different undulations in the road. You can feel the cab moving up and down a lot more than you used to. Better get in here out of the way, that guy's wanting past me. I've also got the realistic rain mod installed on top of this GBX graphics mod, and we haven't. The trouble is we haven't had any rain yet, because that's also got the thunder and lightning effects, which enhances the game, which you don't really get with the base game. The bad weather in the base game of Euro Truck is pretty crap. So there's a really popular realistic rain mod that is out there, and I've always got that installed as well, simply because I like listening to the big rumbles of thunder that you get from it. here we are going through another Russian town. Hold on, hold on a sec. I'm just pausing again so I can read. Well, that's what. See, the thing is, a lot of games survive in PC by modders. They prolong the life of the game, and
Keep left.
The top of the Grand Tour.
that's why.
And then turn left.
That's why the developers stick with the game. You know, this game was released in
Turn
2012, and this game would be dead and buried if it wasn't for modders. I used to have it on CD when it first came out, and then when it was available on Steam, I bought it on Steam instead. But it's got a really big modding community, this game. This is what keeps it going. So we've
Keep
got
right for the best. And
quite a
then
bit of,
turn right.
quite a big city here. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Turn right.
Now that the GPS voice navigation, which is of course the Grand Tour with Clarkson, Hammond and May, you get that on the Steam Workshop as well. Well, put it this way, Eurotruck would never have had the convoy mode in the game had it not been for the multiplayer mod that has been out for a number of years. I personally don't like it. I don't like the fact that you can't have your mods installed when you're using the convoy mode. You can't join a room when you've got map mods installed.
Continue
because
straight.
the only way you can is if the guys that you're joining have got exactly the same mods as you, and I mean exactly the same, right from the same truck, if it's a truck mod, to your GPS mod. Every single mod that you put in the game, they must have the same mods, and if they don't, you can't join the room, and that, to me, that's boring. It would be so laborious for you all to have the same mods, and that's why a lot of folk that join the convoy mode of the game are maybe 2 or 3 guys together that have got all the same mods. So it's needless to say, very unlikely you're going to be able to join it. It won't let you join it anyway. And a lot of other guys that are using convoy mode just have the base maps. They probably don't even have the DLC, and so they're quite happy just driving around Western Europe. Now, what time is that? See, again, it's only half past. It's only half past midday,
At the
so
roundabout, take the second exit.
we've got loads of driving time to do here by putting the fatigue simulation off.
Take this exit.
So I like to drive like a normal day if I can, where it's you know, you get up in the morning, you get into the truck and off you go, and then when it gets late in the day, then go to bed and get back up again. So when it tells me to go to sleep at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I switch the fatigue simulation off just so that I can get the rest of the daylight.
Keep right for the best. And then continue straight. Continue straight.
Continue straight. Continue straight once you get round the corner, James. Now again, quick look at the map. See, we're still nowhere near it. We've just turned south there, then we're turning back east in a minute or two. So this journey was 8,000 miles when I started yesterday. Most of that is going to be a big chunk with that connection we have from China to Korea. But you know, it gives you an idea of the amount of driving time you're going to have. It's a long way to South Korea, that's what it is. I've actually got another map combo, which is more or less. I've got two profiles at the moment in Eurotruck. I have this profile. In fact, I know what we'll do. I'll just park in here and I'll show you. You know how I said I've got the. Let me just save this as Bob, which I always do. It's always saved as Bob. I've been saving it as Bob for 12 years. And overwrite that. Now, I'll show you this. If you look at that map, where the hell is it? World map. If you look at that map, you can see what I've already showed you. And of course, this big part here is the South America map, which is huge. Now, from top to bottom on this map, if you were to drive from there, which I've done incidentally, I've actually went that way. I've actually driven from Ushuaia, which is the southernmost point on the map, down there, that town down there, Ushuaia. I've actually driven there, up here, where is it, up there I think it is, you have to go and then cross overland that way. I've driven that, and that is about, I'm trying to think, it's about 6,000 or 7,000 miles, right? So that's this combo. Now, what I'll show you is, if I go to exit and go to Launchpad, and go to manage profiles, I think that's it. I can barely see that sitting back here. Now that's the Republic of China combo map that I've got installed. Now I'll let you see that one. Let me move my wheel out the way so I can get closer to the bloody screen, and then I can see what I'm doing. Hang on. Right. I'll let you have a look at this combo. And because I think this combo will let me just load it. It'll let me show you what problems you can have with map mods, because I had a problem on, I think it was one of the first trips that I did, but I think it's actually a problem with a map that has been in the map for quite a while, and I don't know whether anybody's ever reported it, because half the time you don't know how to contact the guys that make these mods. Because I would love to tell them about the fact that my truck fell through the highway on a certain part of the map. So this is now that's one other thing. When you load up all these map combos for the first time, it takes quite a while for it to complete loading. It can take 15-20 minutes, sometimes longer depending on your PC. So this is it, loading up this second combo that I've got, and I'm in the middle of a job on this map as well, but I'll give you an idea. of the size of this China map. It's huge. And it's mostly boring motorway. But there are good parts in it. The problem is it takes you a hell of a long time to get to them. So it does. Right, so I'll get the same truck in this map combo. And if I go to the world map, you'll see the difference. Now there's the UK. We've still got Pro mods installed, so we've still got Iceland. Have I got... Yeah, this one has got the Greenland map installed on it, which was supposed to be expanding further north, but I don't know that that's ever going to happen. So you've got Pro mods installed. I think this has got a couple of other different maps in it. Everything here looks the same because all the base map mods are all pretty much the same. This one has also got that one, which I can't remember the name of that map mod there. I can never remember it, but it's all pretty much the same as far as you look here. Now, I might have the Horn of Africa map installed, then again I might not. There it is, it's only a tiny map. I don't know that there's anything else installed down this way. But let's head over this way, because I think this has got the map where I fell through the road in it. Let me have a look. Now, where the hell am I going? Let's have a look. That's... where is it? Aye, there we go. This is the Southeast Asia map. And it's got a couple of... 2 or 3 little tiny maps all around. Look over here. They're so small you can't see them. Just tiny little maps, which may well expand. Now, there's a garage there, so that must be a hidden road up to there. See, I never even noticed that before. That must be a hidden road, because you see it's not on the map. But anyway, that's not what I want to show you. This map here, in fact there's another one. This map here, I was doing a job on it and I fell through the road with my truck. So there's a bug in that. And I don't think it's caused by the truck. I think it's an actual fault in the map. But this is the difference with the Republic of China map installed. Now, if you look at this, this is Taiwan, which itself is there's quite a lot of driving on it. And the other significant thing about this Republic of China map is that the cities are huge. And of course they are huge because there's millions of people living in them. But you can see there's loads of complications on this. Now that's only the Taiwan part of the map. You then have a ferry connection that takes you over to mainland China. Now just to give you an idea, there's Hong Kong. And I started a job yesterday from Hong Kong. And it's 2,700 miles. That's how long the journey is, and it goes all the way through Guangzhou or whatever it is, which is a great big Chinese city. I mean, that is quite a big scale. And then it's all pretty much motorway all the way up to here. Now that is 2,700 miles from there to Hong Kong, which is there. 2,700. Now I've still got 2,157 miles to go. Now here's an idea of the scale. From that tip there, or from that tip there, all the way along here, there's offshoots of this map. Now if you look down here, I think there's a little island there. There's a little island there. But bear in mind that it's 2,000 miles, 2,700 from Hong Kong to there. If you have a job that takes you up here, you then end up, there's like mountain roads and you're up in the snow and stuff. This is where it gets interesting, this map. And you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, till eventually you're there. Now that whole map is enormous. I mean, that just takes you hours on end driving to get anywhere on this map, but there actually is a shortcut. There is a ferry connection, I think, takes you north. So you can, in some of the jobs, you can either take that and it will get you north quicker, or you can drive all the way. But believe me, these roads are like 3-lane motorways, and they are really boring, which it's designed to be really boring. And you know it's difficult to do it. The other annoying thing about it is the speed limit on it constantly changes up and down. And one other thing you need to bear in mind is that when you do go to Hong Kong, there's an interchange where you go from right hand side of the road driving, and you have to switch to left hand side of the road, which you have to do in Hong Kong. Now for some reason they still on the map, when you do a job, it still shows you Hong Kong as Great Britain, which of course it isn't. It's been what, 15-20 years at least since the Chinese took back over control of Hong Kong. But anyway, that combo is one that's active, and I'm in the middle of a job on it. In fact, let's have a quick look and just show you. In fact, I can't even remember where I am on it, whether I must be in a fuel station or something. Right, let's go to the fly cam. And it looks as if the weather's sort of closing in a bit. So this is us in the China map, and if you look at the roads, this is what they're like. We'll go along here for a little while. It's all long, boring motorways. It's taking a little while to load up. There we go. But eventually, you know, again, you've got loads of big cities. Eventually you'll get to the more interesting part of this map, but that's miles and miles away. I didn't even notice that was a tunnel there. There's another one. And then there's loads of side roads going to other big towns and stuff. It is all major highway on this, but it just keeps going on and on and on forever, so it does. But that Republic of China map has been around for a long time, and of course when you install that map you need to get the English translation for it as well, because everything's in Chinese. The road signs are in Chinese. It doesn't change them, they're always in Chinese. But go to the launch pad again. But you always have to make sure that when you're getting that map combo installed, that you've got the link for the English translations. So that's the two profiles that I've got working at the moment. And I'm now going to, what time is it? 4:15 is that? Right, well I'm not going to do much longer on this. That's a paid mod, by the way, that JBX graphic. I subscribed to it a while back. I had JBX graphics too. And this is the most recent update to it. But it is a paid mod. And you can see it, you know, once you've got these combo maps installed, it will take a second or two to load, but it doesn't take as long as it does when it first loads for the first time. It will take, as I say, anything between 10, 15, 20 minutes. You've just got to be patient. Your game isn't hanging up or anything like that. You just got to let it take its time. The stub match is at 7 o'clock tonight. So let's hope Tommy can make it. Obviously he's agreed the time, so presumably he will be. Right, I'll get my wheel back over and get ready. I've had this wheel stand Pro for as long as I've had my steering wheel, and I've had the steering wheel for as long as I've had Eurotruck pretty much. and it's been the best investment I've ever made, because it means you don't have to bolt the wheel to your desk and unplug it and do all of that stuff. Right, now one final look at this map to see where we are. Well, I was hoping to get to Kazakhstan. I might still do that. I think we've got enough daylight to get there. So as soon as we get really into this turn off south, that's where I'm going to call an end to this trip for today, and then we'll do part 3 some other time when I've got time. Right, so I forgot
I'm ready.
we're
You
parked
ready
at
yet?
the side of the road.
Well,
The mentor is not responsible for bad directional advice or the smell coming from your glove box.
Well, we'll know when we're in Kazakhstan, because I'm familiar with the border crossing there. And then when we head into the road to Asia map, that's where the roads get a little bit rougher. There's a nice detour that you can take on much later on in this trip, which takes you basically through what looks like a desert, and it's like a desert track that you're on. You don't have to go that route, it's not the quickest route, but it's good for a little detour. So 1:25 in the afternoon, loads of time
keep
and
right
loads
to
of
the
daylight
west,
left.
and then exit right. Exit right.
Well, this is a complete U-turn. We're going back over the road. See, it's not a powerful truck, but it's got a good gearbox. It's good for getting up hills. It'll get you there, this truck. Now, a previous version of this truck had problems with the windshield, the windscreen. You had conflicts with shadows going across the windscreen, but I don't know whether it was the same guy, but the modder obviously got feedback on it and he fixed it, and now it's perfect. You don't get any problems with the windscreen now. I'm just hoping that we get some bad weather, because I want you to hear the thunder and lightning. But the weather's too damn good. Look, blue skies and fluffy clouds. It's been like that all game. Oh, we're now on a toll road where they keep dipping your pocket every so many miles. Robbing bastards that they are. And of course, when you get to the road to Asia map, then it's the Taliban that start robbing you. The Taliban are all along the route. You're then in dodgy country. Oh. Just look at the amount of additional roads you have with all these combos. Tens of thousands of miles that you have. I'm speeding at the moment, but I don't care. missed that last message at the bottom of the screen there. Let me get out my chair to have a read at it. Oh aye. Well, you won't see the Taliban today, but rest assured they are there. That'll be in part 3 of this epic journey, I can tell you that. That's a red light I've just driven through. I've got collision penalties and fines off because I'm forever colliding with things. Now the only reason I stopped here is because that's the Rosers in front of me there. That's the Russian fuzz that's right in front of me. So you won't see any of these sort of buildings in the normal map.
Continue straight.
Red light again, straight through it. This time I've stopped. We'll hide in the tree. I've also got SISL's trailer mod installed, so you'll see a lot of the trailer companies on the AI trailers driving around the map with real company names on them. You'll see a Tesco's lorry maybe every now and again. So we're heading deep into Russia. And then we'll get a lot more open countryside with little villages we're going through, and it's pretty flat all the way across here. This is all the Russian steppes, as they call them, which is why the Kazakhstan map's called the Great Steppe, which is probably a bit like the Russian version of the Midwest in the United States. Like the Great Plains. See, things like that make me curious. You see, this obviously goes somewhere now. It could be just a hidden road, or it could just be a dead end, but it's actually just going to like a little hotel, and a Russian hotel and restaurant. Let me just get the zoom. Now I don't know what the hell that says. But it's nowhere that you can park. It's just and now there, I don't know what that is there. Oh, it's a shadow of a lamppost, that's what it is. Right, I'm holding up the traffic. I always get curious with some of the roads, because some of them are hidden routes. So the Kazakhstan border is still a little bit away, but although there's little undulations, there's no mountains in this area. It's all
Continue straight.
pretty flat land. and then it becomes a landscape that's not necessarily great for grazing. You can see it's a bit more sort of remote looking. You slow down a bit. I mean, these maps are popular for a lot of reasons, because there's a lot of hard work goes into them, and there has been a lot of hard work goes into to make them, you know, nice looking little villages that you're driving through. There are some map mods that you'll have seen in the past, maybe, where there's not an awful lot of work been put into them, and those map mods tend to die a death because nobody's interested in them. These are all very popular map mods that I've got installed, and they're regularly updated as the game is updated. The further you go east, the more sort of remote feeling you get when you're driving, especially obviously in the daytime, when it becomes a much more open countryside. We're speeding again. What time is it? What's that? 4:15 in the afternoon, so we've still got a few hours daylight left. We'll make the most of it, and hopefully we can get to our resting point. And the fuel is still good in the truck.
Continue straight.
It's very good economically, this truck. This is what I like about it. It doesn't have a big engine, but it does the job. Takes you a while to build up speed, but you've got to add into the fact that I'm carrying a big load of plumbing equipment.
Continue straight.
James May's finally woken up. I like it at the end of the trip when James May chips in and he says, "You have reached your destination, well done, but frankly I did all the hard work." See, again, unique fuel stations. You won't see anything like that in the base game. There's a warning sign there at the side of the road. Always be wary when you see a warning sign of some description, even though it's in Russian. I think it's just telling us about this bend. You see the water textures look a lot better as well. We're heading into another town. Now, is this the one where there's like 2 or 3 towns together, so you've got quite a bit of a built up area? I'm not sure yet. I don't know what that guy was doing standing at the side of the road there.
Continue straight.
Got these little tight streets, people standing chatting at the bus stops, loads of parked vehicles. And it's good to do this in the daytime as well, because that way you get to catch the scenery that's going on round about you. You drive through this place at night, you don't see anything. Now this thing in front of us, this double trailer truck that you see in front of us, that, good afternoon to Lard, that truck you will see, I don't know that you'll necessarily see it all throughout the whole world map, but it's a bloody slow thing, so we want to get past this thing. He's, in fact, thank God he's turning right, he's getting out of our way. You'd be a fortnight behind him trying to get past him.
Continue straight.
Yeah, this is a number of small places all linked together. So it is. Oh, I'm trying to read the chat and look at the traffic lights at the same time there. How far have I made it? Well, since I started yesterday, this is part 2. Where did I say I got to yesterday? I just got into Poland yesterday. This is as far as we've got. Where the hell am I? I can't see my truck. Where are we? There we are. We're in there. That's where we've got to. And I'm trying to get to this turn off here down the Great Step map. I'm trying to get to there and then calling it quits, because I've already been, I think, well over 2 hours at this afternoon, and I need to get fed and ready
Continue
for
straight.
Stubbs match with Tommy tonight. But even when we do get to that place that I want to stop, it still is going to take us still an awful lot longer. So it more than likely will be in 4 parts this journey. We're just beginning to, the sun's just getting that bit lower in the sky. The landscape's opening up again. Now, hang on a minute, I think the weather's closing in. We've got rain. As quick as that, we'll come into some rain now. Are we going to get a storm, or are we just going to get some rain? Now these wipers should come on automatically. I think I need to start them. But the wipers will adjust according to the level of the rain, so they're on, I think, full pelt at the moment. It's just a question of whether this is a sort of shower or whether it's going to develop into something more substantial. I wish it would.
Continue straight.
Because then it lets you hear the realistic rain mod. The things are getting a bit more remote looking, you'll notice. Bit more sort of barren looking. It's not a great landscape for breeding cattle or anything like that. Pretty desolate looking. Which the further east you go, the more desolate it gets. I'll be happy once we get to the Kazakhstan border. Now just see whether we're going to get that flash of lightning and then that rumble of thunder, but it's a wee bit brighter up ahead, so it might not come to anything this. We'll see whether it develops a bit more or whether it just sort of clears up. the odd little frame drop here. Sometimes some maps are not optimised quite as good as others. That looks okay though. There's that bloody blue thing in front of us. Let's get out this way and get past him. That's the speed he goes everywhere. And the AI drivers will just sit behind him, whereas I'd much rather get past him as quick as I can, because you know, this road will end up down in a single road, single lane highway, and then you'd really struggle to get by them. Well, so we've got him well out of the way. No, I don't think it's going to come to anything. I think it's just going to be normal rain. Because it's not black enough for this to be a full-blown thunderstorm.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Right, that's the first exit.
Take this exit.
That's the second one. That guy's stopped in the middle of the bloody roundabout to let me go past him. I just haven't a clue where the border is. I get the feeling it's a lot closer than I think. I could be wrong again, of course. So the wipers, I thought they were slowing down a wee bit. I think they are. I think that's the rain pretty much off, so it was just a shower. Yeah, that's all we got. I was gearing myself up there for a bit of rumbling in the jungle there, but we didn't get any. We're not far to go now, regardless of what happens. And then we just need to find somewhere to dump the truck. Well, that's the end of the main highway for a little bit. Some potholes. That was exciting. Some more potholes. A wee bit more potholes. I've driven over this section 100 times. A wee bit deeper potholes. What's a hot pole? Yeah, they're a wee bit more bumpy, those ones. We're running out of daylight. Let's see if we can keep up with these guys in front of us. Well, it feels as if I've been driving for 5 hours. My backside is sore. See, you'd never think this truck would get up these hills, but it manages it every time. It doesn't hair up them, but it gets there.
Ahead.
Right.
Turn left.
Now, we need to be careful here.
Turn left.
This is us not far to go now.
Continue straight.
Rapidly losing what's left of the daylight. And what time's that? It's 8 o'clock at night. Now this is a good time to, maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock's a good time to then just shut up shop for the night.
Continue straight.
Take a rest stop. Because remember, I've got the fatigue simulation off so I could use all of the daylight anyway. But when I get parked up, I'll take a rest stop, put the fatigue simulation back on, and then you start the next trip back at the start of the morning again. I think we're coming to Aktobe and towns, and I think Aktobe's one of them. I'm not sure whether I go through it, but it's certainly round about this area. This used to be a problem area with the combo maps in the past. It used to crash at a certain point, and then they brought out a fix for it, and now that problem's gone. So the street lighting's now on there. This is a bit of urban driving now as we go through this quite big town, and then we make a right turn, and that is us then heading south. This is what does that say? Cara something? Don't know what the hell that said. That's me got my full beam on for all it's worth. That's the only thing this truck needs. It needs to have a lot more lights on it up front. You get one lamp on one side of the truck up above the cab, which I would normally have half a dozen lamps up above the cab. Has this got the tram lines and the railway tracks running across the road? See, it's hard to get your bearings when you start getting to night time. There's something coming up my outside there. There's the train lines there. Yeah, the road swings round to the left here, and then we've got another town or village to go through.
Continue straight.
I'm just going to go through that red light.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Take this exit.
This is us turning south. Now I think we're on a one-way system now. I think this is yeah, this is a one-way system. We may well get traffic trying to pass us on the left-hand side, although the road's probably going to get quieter now that it's at night time. Well, there's something going past us, and then further down here, once we're round a couple of corners, we then have to take a right exit, and then we're back out into open countryside again. And of course we still haven't reached the Kazakhstan border. Green light. It's a lot further away than I thought. But we'll get there. There's a little slip road to the right up ahead here.
Keep right
For the best.
and then turn right.
And that's the one he's talking about, that there.
Turn right.
It's a bit deceptive.
Continue straight.
And this is us. Well, we're on the big highway at the moment, but that doesn't last long. More railway lines.
Keep right.
Now that's
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
James telling us to keep right when we're going left. What the hell's that coming up outside? I heard something there. That's somebody trying to get round a roundabout outside of me. So I took a chunk of his wing mirror away. Couldn't see him.
Take this exit.
I could hear him, but I couldn't see him. But as far as I'm concerned, I had right away. I'm the bigger truck. He's in a silly little car. Got to watch the parked vehicles.
Ahead, turn left. Turn left. Continue straight. keep right
for the best.
and then turn right. Turn right.
Another quite big city, this. That was handy.
Continue straight. At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Now, how many of these are going to pull out in front of me?
Take this exit.
Because I ain't stopping for anybody. If they want to pull out and get in my way, that's fine. I'll just be running straight over the top of them. Now, this looks like you're turning right, but it's actually a sharp bend. That's the one thing I remember about this. Usually every time I come to this part, I'm signalling right, thinking it's a corner, but an actual junction, but it's not. And we're going green again. How lucky we're getting here. And what time is it now? Almost 9 o'clock at night. Well, this is us almost through the big built up area. We're almost through it. Oh, they're just stopping because they're
Continue straight.
programmed to pause at the railway lines. Now I'm going to have to pause to read that chat. Hang on a second. Hang on a minute. Oh dear. Do you have to pay for damage caused to the truck if you crash? I can't remember how this game works. Yes, you do if you have it activated, but I've got it switched off because I permanently crash. I've got the damage off. Right. Now, quick look at the map. No, I'll need to unpause it to do that. Let's just get moving first of all, and then we'll have a quick look. Right, so we are there, and we've got until up at this end where we turn, and that's where I'm looking to stop. I don't see anywhere to stop though, but I'll be stopping anyway. If I can find a proper parking place, I'll take my rest stop. And we've gone green again. And I can't see where the hell I'm going. More railway lines. Finally, we're out into the countryside again, I think. I can barely see where I'm going. And that's me on full beam. Keep zooming in, it's just to to make sure there's nothing sitting at the side of the road that I'm going to plough into. Now, plan B, plan B is this. If I can turn here. Let's see if we can turn. Right. This is plan B. Top up the fuel for a start. And we're going to do the same again for part 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the fatigue simulation back on now that we've got to night time, and I can also of course now recover by taking my rest stop. You can see he started yawning again because I've now activated it, because I should have taken the rest stop. Now let's see if we can get parked here. And I need to remember that when I start the game again, which I've done multiple times, that I don't go straight ahead that way. I need to do a U-turn. Right, let's see if we can get in here. Right, that'll do it. Right, so I'm going to move the wheel out of the way. We haven't quite got to Kazakhstan yet, because it is taking a lot longer than I thought. And I'll just tidy my cable up there. Hang on a minute. That's it. So this will do for the resting place, and I will hit the button, and we should be in good daylight unless it's pouring with rain when this starts up again. So we are 2 hours away from Stubbs' match with Tommy. I'm going to go get dinner, and there we go. We have got daylight. Now, just to make sure that I don't make the mistake, I'm going to use the fly cam, which obviously you have to activate in the game, and I'm going to dump the truck right here at the side of the road that way. Press Control F9, and there we are. We are parked up at the side of the road, heading in the right direction, ready to start part 3 whenever that's going to be, whenever I've got time. It might not be until maybe Tuesday afternoon when I've finished work. I don't know whether I'll be doing anything tomorrow, it just depends. But anyway, that's the end of part 2, guys. Thanks for your company, thanks for watching, and one last look at where we have to go. All the way down there, all the way across here into China, connection from there up to Korea, and then that'll be it done. Sounds easy enough, but it takes a while. So thanks again, and we'll see you later. Goodbye.